watching us. Okay, to our next story. You know, rewards, I must tell you, can be very intrinsic, especially when they touch on a job well done. The governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborevwori, has rewarded each member of the 5-man Delta contingent that won the 2025 World Basic Schools Debate Championship in Doha, Qatar, with a cash of 20 million naira each. The team's handlers also got 20 million naira each. Governor Oborevwori remarked that the victory was a proud moment for his administration's commitment to education excellence. Journalist Hangout shares the elation.
Yeah, exactly. This is the kind of news that want to hear.
That a father wants to hear.
Yes.
So the governor is a father figure.
He's a father figure. So there's I think there are some girls also who won for maths and English. Outside Nigeria. And for the Delta State governor, I think I like the fact that he has rewarded them. Usually it's not easy for children to just go on a debate. First you have to start from the local and then going international for you to beat everybody.
With those butterflies in your stomach.
So usually it's not usually easy. But I like the fact that they were so confident. They went there and they made us proud.
Cool,
they made us proud, not just Nigeria, but also Delta State. And now that the governor has given them money, I hope that they won't just stop there. These are children that are supposed to be on scholarship. Put them on scholarship. Let them be on scholarship till university level. So it shouldn't just be about that 20 million only. Put them together. Let them continue to grow like this. Once they continue to grow, they become ambassadors of the state.
There's always joy to have your child grow up before your eyes.
Exactly. So I'm very proud of them. I'm proud of them, and
we say thank you to Governor Sheriff.
Governor Sheriff, for rewarding them handsomely. Because it's not easy to give just 20 million and say, okay, go have your. Because there are some people who would have just said, okay, take your handshake. That you have done well, because it depends on the school that they are going to. For instance, if they are in a private school, I will say, okay, take your handshake and then everything is okay. But right now, these are ambassadors of Nigeria. We need to nurture them. Themselves. We need to keep them. We need to make sure that they don't go out of the way. When I mean out of the way, I say wayward. That is why I'm saying that they have to be on scholarship, so that the states can take over their education and move them up, so that they become ambassadors in the sense that others can also emulate them. That there is success and there's reward for hard work.
For hard work. There's reward for hard work.
Sure. I think,
cynics are likely to come out here. Everything, you throw money at everything.
Exactly.
I don't think so. For me, I think that we need to recognize hard work. We need to give reward to people who have shown clearly that they are hardworking, they are diligent, and they are people who have been able to inspire generations. These students have made Nigeria proud. They have also brought honor to Delta State and also to their families. And I think that we should not forget that they came, they competed with students from all over the world. Best schools all over the world. And these are children from public schools, not private schools.
Thankfully, the event didn't take part here. You would have heard things like it was rigged.
So these are public schools. Because most of the time now people say, oh, there's nothing can come out of public schools. Many of us have attended public schools. So what these children have done is to also give us the hope that we can actually build public schools that can compete with any school all over the world. Because these days talk about British school, this is Italian school and all that, but they are from public schools, from the backwaters, relatively unknown, apart from the government college, really. Most of the other secondary schools are relatively unknown. And one of them, Ikameta Splendor, came overall best student. So that is quite significant. And don't forget that there was the president's debate that they participated earlier in Nigeria. which 36 states took place in that debate. And they came, they led, so it's not as if
the same team.
The same team. Before now going international competition, and then they won that. Yeah. So I think it's also a reflection of the investment the governor is, putting into education. Yeah. The governor is I think it's the first to pay the counterpart funding for Super. I think June this year he paid 6.7 billion. Counterpart
by the way,
so,
Delta, I must add here, is the only state that has acceded to the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. It said funds should be remitted directly to local governments.
Sure.
Delta led in that.
So this is a very good news coming from Delta State. Yeah. And I'm really impressed because once a government can invest in education, you have invested in it's a lifelong investment.
Asukwa, aren't you missing schoolboy soccer, schoolboy debate, schoolboy quiz competitions and stuff, inter-house sports and all that, aren't you?
Those things are still there, but they are not as pronounced as we used to know. Back then, I remember when we were in school, we used to have this inter-house sports.
Victor
school to school
Cup.
Exactly.
Principal's
Cup, and so many, even race between your school and that of other schools and all that debates. Because we went to debates, attended so many debates when we were in school too. And literary and debating society. So you have to be a member for you to be to do this
to represent your school.
Exactly. And even science. I know even now my children, at least one of them, was into STEM. For all these STEM competition and all that. So those things are there, but I think
you are pushing him or her.
Him. So those things are there. It's just for us to. They are not as pronounced as soccer. You understand? Like football, that is, and we are not bringing it out. And it's something that, the minister or even the commissioners of education have to always come out and say, this is what we are doing. Sure. And then we need that support of the media because we need to push it so that people will know that, well, once you are in this competition, you will be seen on TV. Children love that a lot.
Wale, this what we are discussing brings to the fore reward system in my country, your country. Our girls, the Falcons, won a 10th WAFCON competition, and they were heavily rewarded. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. However, if my own
effective when hot.
Yes, my own personal opinion is that since these are secondary school children, the government should also be interested in, how that funds given to them will be managed. In other countries, in some places, even in this country, what to do is that by the time they attain a particular age, you can put the money in the fixed deposit account for them. While they get the interest, then by the time they get to a particular age, they can have access to the fund. So
one more time, Journalists Hangout shares the elation of Delta governor and the students concerned. Okay, to our next story.